So the first thing that I tend to buy more of as a minimalist now, it is high quality food. I want to say since last July, I've been educating myself or re-educating myself when it comes to the food items that we bring into the house. Some people, I'm not saying everybody, but some people have this perception that if you go vegan, you're automatically healthy. And that's not the case. Every lifestyle is different. We were eating a lot of junk food vegan items, a lot of mock meat, junk food sweet vegan items, mostly myself because my partner doesn't really like sweets. But moral of a story, I learned how to read labels. I kind of just educated myself. I just looked up a little diagram online, and also I watched a ton of videos. So now I purchase more high quality food items, even though it is extremely expensive. It is worth it because health is wealth, and I know I've been saying that, and I know a lot of people say that, but it's so true. If you are not healthy, you're not able to work, you're not able to do the things you love, you're not able to spend time with your family or your loved ones. So I am looking more into healthy options, and I still have a long way to go. We are not perfect, but when it comes to high quality food items, I mostly stick to like fresh produce, or I will stick to like products that don't have natural flavors, products that don't have weird dyes like red or yellow, those kind of weird dyes, products that don't have a lot of added sugar. So with being in the US, I would say like 90% of the products that are at the grocery store have those chemicals in their products, unfortunately. And yes, they are chemicals. Most of those chemicals are man-made, basically to get you hooked, and a lot of them do cause serious health issues. So anyways, I don't want to go too in depth with the high quality foods that we've been purchasing, but if you want me to do a new kitchen tour, let me know down below because things have changed in our kitchen. Another thing that I started to purchase more of as a minimalist, and I would say like not even just as a minimalist, but to better my life and my mentality, is I started to, I wouldn't say purchase a bunch, but I purchased Hallmark, the Hallmark app, which has a ton of positive movies, positive shows, and that's what I've been hooked on for months. I want to say around October or November, I think I purchased the app for the entire year. I think it was like $62. And there's like a new movie every week on there. There's a bunch of other new shows and movies and old movies and shows. So there's a lot to watch. And it's not that I don't like horror. I do still like horror, but I don't watch it every day like I was. So I do feel like what you watch, and the same thing goes for who you hang out with, what you consume turns into you. So I was kind of being very negative and not my cheerful self. So instead of me consuming a bunch of negative shows and movies and scary things constantly, I switched over to more positive routes. Even though I still watch mysteries on Hallmark, there's still like murder cases and all that involved, but it's in a tasteful way. So there's no blood, there's no swearing, things like that. So I am definitely less anxious with switching over to more positive movies and shows. And I also will say that I'm 10 times more positive and happier. Also, I'm not as addicted. So I will have it playing in the background. I don't have to like focus on it or be on alert with certain shows and movies. I can just listen to hear what's going on. And it's kind of like listening to a podcast, a live podcast. But I find it very relaxing, and I'm so happy that I decided to spend the $62 yearly for that app, because I do feel like it has changed my habits of always watching the same thing when it came to horror. Now I'm happy that I'm switching up. I watch a lot of comedy, mystery, love movies, rom-coms, things like that now. Tea is something that I am slowly falling in love with. We have a tea area in our kitchen. Like I said, a lot has changed in our kitchen, not just our eating habits, but the way our cabinets look as well. And I did make a section for our tea situation. I have so many different teas that help with certain things. So sometimes I do have a little tea schedule. Right now I'm drinking dandelion root and leaf in the morning, and then at night I'm drinking peppermint tea. So that's like the last thing that I will have, and it just works so well. Like, teas have so many health benefits. The dandelion root and leaf tea helps with acne, and I have been suffering from some acne recently. So I feel like that's been helping my skin. Like, that tea in particularly is great for your skin health. And then the peppermint tea is good to soothe your stomach at the end of the night and stuff. And also it does help with not over consuming. So past a certain time, I would go to the kitchen and constantly eat past 8, and I would just be snacking a lot, and I think that's where a lot of my weight gain came from. So the tea has been helping, decrease my appetite, my late night snacking. So yeah, we have a lot of different teas, and this is something that I see us purchasing new teas and trying out new teas over and over again, especially in the winter time. Winter and fall, tea is just chef's kiss. And then in the spring and summer, I will make iced tea out of the tea that we have. As you guys can see, I am a tea fanatic now, and I absolutely love it. So this is not something that I buy more of. This is something that I stopped buying because, again, I feel like when I moved into this apartment in 2021, I felt like I went a little bit backwards to my old lifestyle. I started purchasing products that I wouldn't purchase, when I started this minimalist journey, and I just was going through some stuff. So I did end up purchasing a lot of products that were toxic, and a lot of lotions, body lotions, a lot of cleaning products, just a lot of harmful chemicals. And, to the point where I couldn't even clean the bathroom. Like, I have to spray the thing that I was using and then leave because I felt like my throat was like I couldn't breathe, basically. So instead of me always feeling that way, I finally stopped using anything that is toxic to not just myself, but to my partner, Milo. You will be amazed, you guys, on how many products that are in your house that have chemicals that can harm your family members and your pets. So I did a deep dive, and I donated all of the cleaners that I had. I didn't have many, but I did donate the rest to my sisters because they don't mind using those products. Again, everybody lives a different lifestyle, so do not judge. So for me, I only have 3 cleaning products, and they're all DIYs. So again, I will do a separate video on that. I know I keep saying separate video for every little topic I'm talking about, but that's because I don't want to make this video really long. But I'm back to my DIY cleaners. They always held up when I lived alone, and now I'm restarting that chapter over again, especially with me learning how to make my own antibacterial cleaner. So antibacterial cleaner, glass cleaner, and a natural wood cleaner. So those are the things that I have. When it comes to cleaning my the floors, I don't really have many areas in this apartment that has tiles, just the kitchen area in the hallway. The rest is just carpet, unfortunately. But what I do to clean those floors is just water, because believe it or not, steam mops in general do sanitize the floors. It kills 99.9% of germs on the floor. So it's really, really hot water, but it works great. I've been using that for a while. Yeah, I'm sticking to the basics now. I am not purchasing anything that's toxic for our household. I know you see that a lot. People don't really like the word toxic, but that's the best way to describe the products that are out there. Your typical commercial cleaning products, the ingredients are very, very questionable. A lot of them have caution signs on them that you shouldn't be using them without gloves. You shouldn't be using them around your kids or even yourself or your pets. So I'm glad that I'm going back to how I used to be, slowly but surely, because I feel like I was on a really good path when I lived alone and doing a lot of DIY cleaners. And then when the pandemic happened in 2020, I started purchasing, or started feeling like I needed these really toxic chemical cleaners. And fast forward to now, I felt like I kind of messed up with the cleaning products I was using. So I'm going back to my roots when most of my videos are going to be like that. It's going to be going back to the basics because I need a refresh on the minimalist lifestyle. And going back to natural cleaners is something that I've been needing to do for a while. Another thing that I wouldn't say I've been purchasing more of, this is more of like gifts. I have seen quite a difference with Milo, and that is fun activities. So Milo got a little spoiled over the holidays. Even though I am a minimalist, Milo does own quite a few toys now. So a lot of the toys were gifted. I noticed that him having these toys around, like he's not here laying down constantly, he's actually playing with his toys in the living room. So it's nice to see him more active. I mean, especially after the year he had last year, he deserves to have as much fun as possible. So he is loving all of the toys that he was gifted. He also has a new scratching post. And there is this one specific toy that is a fun brain activity for him. It's like a dog mat, but cats can use it too. And you hide treats in like the little areas of the mat. It is so fun to see him try to find everything, and he usually does. He lifts things and he grabs the treat and eats it. So those are like fun activities for him to be doing at least every day. I will say, like, there are some days where I do put all the toys away in his little basket, take a little bit of a break, but majority of the time he is playing and living his best cat life, and I'm happy to see it. So I'm noticing a huge difference with his playfulness. And cats need to play. They need to burn that energy, especially indoor cats. So he really enjoys all of the little fun activity toys that he has received this past holiday season. So I will say that I have a different view on cat toys. They're not just sitting there, they're not in the way. Some of them actually help your cat burn some energy, and I was wrong before. I had a lot to learn. Again, we live and we learn, so I'm happy that I kind of seen that Milo is doing well with all those toys, and none of them are wasteful. Even though we do have a lot of duplicates, he still plays with all of them. When I put the basket away, sometimes he's like crying at the door because he wants his toys, so I'll bring it back out for him, and it is the cutest thing ever. I will try my best to link down all of the new toys that Milo has gotten over the holidays. I try to find the same ones because sometimes it's hard to find the same toys that everyone gives. So I will try my best to link all of them down below. And the last thing that I buy more of now as a minimalist, and this is another thing that I had to relearn, and that is things that I need versus things that I want. So I was wanting a new headboard. I was wanting a new wardrobe, and I was looking on Pinterest and telling my partner, like, do I just use the credit card? Do I just, make my place look better for my videos? Do I make myself look better for the videos? And then I finally came to the realization that these are things that I don't really need right now. This bed is not broken, even though the headboard is a disaster, but you can't really tell on camera. Yes, I still wear the same clothes. I don't do my hair as much. I did cut it pretty short though to sprucing up the layers, get rid of all of the dead ends. I'm sorry if I'm touching my hair a lot in this video, by the way. It's just so staticky and it's sticking to my face. Moral of the story, I'm only purchasing things that we need, not want. There are so many things that I would love to have. There's so many things I have saved on my Pinterest, like future items, but I am stopping myself right at the door because they're not things that we need right now. What we really need is just to pay the bills, save some money. So anyways, as you guys can see, there are far more important things to be saving for and spending money on rather than material items. Material items come and go. And again, I needed to relearn a lot of this stuff because I was going back to my old habits, unfortunately. Especially when you're not feeling like yourself, you tend to spend money to try to make you happy or try to make the situation better. And most of the time it doesn't make it better. So I'm glad I stopped myself at the door before making any more stupid purchases, because I feel like the amount of money I spent on skincare last year was stupid. Even though it wasn't a significant amount, I think it was less than $200, but that's still $200 that could have went into savings and not ruin my skin. So I'm not going to waste my money like I did with the skincare items and then damaging my skin. And, you know, there are certain things that I have purchased over the years that I'm like, why did I purchase this? Especially when it came to some of the shoes that I purchased, some clothes that I did end up purchasing in like 2021. Those are the things that I really wanted, but I didn't need. I am finally learning from those little mistakes that I made last year and the years before. And I'm kind of like starting fresh. Yeah, only purchasing things that we need, not want. The wants will come one day, and they also do come with a price tag, but they will come when we are ready. On that note, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will catch you in the next one.